I want to talk about something that has been affecting me, well, I should say has affected me almost my entire life. Something that has been creeping up on me forever. And still sometimes gets into the creaks in my mind and kicks right in. Now, a lot of people who I know has witnessed this in my business, in my network, and with my friends. And I say a lot of people witness this in these environments because those people were my friends. And some of them still are. But I'm going to admit something that is probably going to kill you if you haven't. I grew up with a victim mentality. I posted 2 longer form videos already about a little bit of my story and such and certain times in my life. And it just defines on how I fell victim to them. I fell victim to addiction. I fell victim to bad mental health. I fell victim to almost even killing myself. Hurts to say that. It really does. What I do want to say is I lost a lot of friends because of this mentality. I lost a lot of good connections with this mentality. And a possible girlfriend, who's in the same profession as me, who has also inspired me to make videos like this. If you know who you are, forgive me. You don't have to. I used to think, why me? Why does this always have to happen to me? Why am I always the unlucky one? Why am I always the one who has to roll the punches? Why am I always punished? Everything is my fault. If something happened and I had nothing to do with it, it's still my fault because I solely exist. I used to think like that so much, and it paralyzed me from the fact of not getting shit done. I couldn't let shit go, that's what I said before in a previous video, and it only made me comfortable towards having addiction. A video game addiction, a masturbation addiction. Luckily, thank God, they're all dead. I killed them all. But the worst part about it is that I still have to live with those memories of not doing anything, but wasting my time and my life doing the most degenerate type of stuff. I used to beat the meat 6 times a day. I used to play video games for hours. I called out sick from jobs just to make certain DLC events. I used to stay up till 3 a.m. sometimes playing Minecraft. And I would still say, why is my life shit? I suck. My life sucks. This and that. Oh my God. Why? I was so pity. I was so emotional. I was so damn broken from the fact of having this mentality of being a victim. And the only thing I was able to do to break this mentality was to kill the man in the mirror. Or let's just say the child. I couldn't even heal the child. The child in me was beyond healing. I had to destroy him and become the man that I need to become. I'm still not in the greatest shape because I'm still on a weight loss journey because I had to bear the consequences of being comfortable as a victim, eating shit like a hoe, putting anything in her goddamn mouth. as Brandon Carter would famously say. But instead of a dick, it's food. I would still tell myself, if I had to go back, you're cooked for life until you do the following. Get your hands off your dick, get your hands off the game controller, and get to fucking work. Lock in, work on your skills, get a fucking job, and build money. And then reinvest that money. And once you bear fruit, quit your job and then fucking focus on whatever your investments are or business that you've grown from nothing into something. And yet, I couldn't do that until recent. When you saw my TikToks, my YouTubes, and my short form content, my Instagrams and Facebooks, I wasn't playing games or jacking off. I was doing it less and less and less until I killed the addiction. But what I was doing was having, a victim mentality. You can slander me or scold me for belching in my video. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to say why that happened to me. Because I fucking did it. I lacked the accountability which caused me to be a victim. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story now. I was in gym class, senior year. We're playing with football. I'm last at bat because I'm the social outcast in high school and no one likes me. And I never knew why. But no one liked me. Everybody else, all the popular kids were first. I was dead last. After the fourth inning, I'm finally up. They're telling me to go back at the end of the line. Because they said I already went. I didn't even go. I was first base. I had they had three grand total force outs thrown to me. Two of them, the gym teacher who was playing umpire, called it safe. When I caught the ball a second before each runner hit the bag with their foot or stepped on the bag. I couldn't challenge because the popular kids on the other team would disagree with me and it would be unanimous. So that pissed me off. And when I finally get back at bat, they tell me to go back at the end of the line. So instead, I walked away, I picked up my bag, and I left the class. And the teacher saw the balls and marked me tardy. Tardy was the term where you don't behave in class instead of being attended. So they would still mark you absent if you had bad behavior. That's how corrupt my school was. I almost walked out in tears. And I thought to myself, why is this happening to me? Why is this my fault? Maybe because I walked out or I didn't roll the punches. Everything was a double, triple, quadruple, quintuple standard against me. Everything was against me, and I thought that. And that was a victim mentality thing. Until I realized something recently. When I reminisced back on that, I was in the wrong area. I don't resonate at all with the people of the city of Syosset, New York, the school district, the city. Even when I was working as a lifeguard in Syosset, that city, I was a head guard, one rank above a guard, one rank under a supervisor, so I had a little bit of authority. Nobody would take me seriously. And then the supervisors and assistant manager would be on top of my ass because of that. When the employees, the lifeguards, are supposed to be doing the downtime work, the maintenance of the pools, the floor. Because as a lifeguard, you're not just watching the water and saving lives. You're maintaining the pool, you're learning, you're cleaning up the aquatic center. You get treated like shit as a lifeguard, regardless. But you're doing more things than you would be if you instead of saving lives and just saving lives and sitting on a stand to get paid for a free gym membership where I was, Lifetime Fitness. I got laid off. Because of that reason. Oh, and when I filed for unemployment, I got $4. Not 400. $400 is nothing to me right now. Thank God. But $4? Would it be nothing back then? 400 would be a lot. Because I was broke. Basically, went livid. And I still said to myself, why is this happening to me? Senior year of high school was a fucking nightmare, and I had a victim mentality, and that's probably definitely why no one liked me. Because I used to say it out loud, why is this happening to me? Same thing with varsity wrestling. I wasn't the greatest. Most of my losses were being pinned. Most of my wins were by points. I couldn't pin as much people as I won by decision. My coach would get in my face like a military drilling instructor or a police academy drilling instructor. Why didn't you pin him? I couldn't have an answer. If I said something within more than 3 seconds, he would shut me the fuck up. Double standard. So you know what I did? Once I graduated high school, I thought maybe I'll give this place a chance. College. I got kicked out from a frat because they didn't like me. I said, why? Same thing happened. Victim mentality. And it basically crushed me. Because I just wanted a social circle. Another thing that happened, why my grades suck. Why is this hard? Why don't I get this? Because I didn't take the accountability of going extra help back in college and high school, staying after practice, just going early in practice, before we started, and doing drills, practicing moves. I should have done all that. I was one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda kids. And I fell victim to that. I used to think everything's my fault. It's being a suspect of everything. It's being a victim. It's playing the blame game. So you get the situation over with. I would love to be a suspect of my situations. It's kind of crazy to say. But at the end of the day, it makes the most sense. Because you learn from those mistakes. I can take that to the extreme. If you're a felon, if you have to learn the hard way for doing 10 years for gun charges, that's fucking your ass. That's on your ass. You better fucking learn your mistakes or you're going back for fucking 30. I watch Cops. I would know. I've seen a lot of cases. Fucking awesome show. I watch that with my dad because I'm not gonna say his occupation, but I mean he does work hand in hand with law enforcement. He's not a cop. He's way up high. He works for the city. But he gets emails all the time from higher ups in the PD. That's all I'm gonna disclose. That's all I can. Well, for example, me, a content creator, telling you a past story and a situation that you need to get out of. So let's say you were me. What would you do in those situations to prevent that? Not being last at bat, having your force outs be called out, not safe, winning more matches properly the way your coach wants it, doing well in college, staying in a fraternity, getting accepted by another fraternity because I also try to get into Kappa Sigma, which every school has a Kappa Sigma these days. What would you do? Learn from your mistakes. Take accountability. Prepare for things. And if something you don't like, leave. Don't be part of it. Stop trying to involve yourself with this stuff, because I did. And it fucking failed. Sucks. It really fucking sucks. But there's an opportunity to become great. There's still an opportunity to become popular, become known, to become persevered and interesting. There's ways to turn around your life. And I'm doing that too late, because now I'm an adult. What kind of email was that? Whatever, forget that. The worst part about it is it carried over to my journey in entrepreneurship. I wouldn't understand why I kept getting fired from certain sales positions, certain e-commerce brands not working, sales go down. The way I text people, people just don't buy. If it's a pickup sale in the used market, people no show. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard, but I didn't think that way. I thought it was gonna be easy, sunshine and rainbows. I may be going on for a long time about the story, about my life and such. But the lesson, I'll cut the crap now, is this: take out most accountability for anything. Learn from the mistakes of others. Because if you don't, you're going to end up the way I was back when I was fucking 18. You accumulate a lot of shit. You accumulate a lot of crap that goes on. Your family don't respect you. They don't believe in you. You have to prove them wrong. You have to become so intriguing that no one will deny you. And because I was a victim, I got comfortable being a victim. So I started even doing something worse. Living in denial. And when that happened, things just got worse. I got into debt. I got burned by other mentors. And I still had the same thing lingering in my head. Why is this happening to me? I still said that when I started making videos, and why am I getting the same 200, 300 views on TikTok? Why can't I blow up? I've done so much research on personal brand. I'm doing everything right, but I'm not blowing up. I was doing the Creator Search Insights. I was doing my own twists on videos. I was referring to other people. I was making my own quotes. I did everything in my damn power, my goddamn power, to make quality content, but I didn't understand how long it would take for me to blow up. It took Mr. Beast 5 years to get paid from YouTube. And I forgot about that because I was so blinded by the pride that I had being a content creator. I didn't really see the pattern that I'm another nobody trying to become another somebody who has to work even harder to become a somebody. And that is what you have to do. You need to outwork every single buddy. You need to take accountability for every single little thing. You need to start letting shit go that hurts you in the past and not bring it into your present and future, because that will keep you in the victim mentality. It's not even about having a suspect mentality, though I prefer it. It's best to have a fucking student mentality of learning and have that, actually having a student mind, a lion's mindset, a lion's mentality. Keep learning with that growth student mind, because that turns into growth mindset, which becomes a lion's mindset because they learn how to fucking take their fucking goddamn prey down every time they hunt. If the zebra's running that way, the lion's got to cut across, intersect it. Or have another lion that they're friends with come across and catch the fucking beast. Not beast. Excuse me. The prey. The zebra. The horse. Okay, I don't even like zebras. I'm not a fan of them. But still, you need to let yourself acknowledge these problems and allow yourself to excel by burning your past. Kill the child in the mirror, or the adult, or the teenager, whatever age you are at right now, and start becoming better. If something happened, it is still your fault. If something didn't happen, make shit happen. I quit drinking. I still blame myself for allowing myself to quit drinking. It's a negative way to see it, though it's a great thing to quit drinking. One of the best decisions I've ever done in my life. You know what I drink? You know what I do now when I go out with my friends or my family? When they get beers, I get wings or salad or something on the menu, something identical to the price of the drinks, because I'm not fucking drinking. And I bet it's less calories than what you're drinking. I went out last Friday night with my dad. Got some draft beer. I got a fucking salad and a chili bowl. He's like, that's a lot. I said, your beer's more. I put a 20 bill down and left. It's to show you that let other people think of you differently. It's okay. Instead of saying, why do other people look at me weird? And instead of using that why, I keep saying why. Instead, if you want to get rid of that victim mentality, think, say, why me? Why is this happening? Think, what can I learn from this? What can I do better next time? What did I do wrong? And what can I do right? How can I fix this? Use the what's in the house. How can I unfuck myself? How can I unfuck the situation? How can I finish what I started? If you start thinking like that, you will literally become unstoppable. Your discipline will go up, your potential will go up, your drive will go up, and your energy will go up. Your aura will have a much more positive impact on other people than a negative one. I had a bad aura, a dark aura one time. It cost me a waiter job that I really wanted, because I wanted those tips. Because when sales wasn't working, I wasn't working in sales because I took a break. I needed a job. And tips were the next best thing than commissions. Because it pays identically. You get a percentage of what the revenue is. The revenue being the food or the sale. You take home commission of the sale or the food revenue. It's the same thing. So what I did was, I lasted 5 days. I failed the menu test. They didn't give me a second chance. And I got rejected by the cute girl who was working there too. When I visited, when I wasn't working there. When she was waiting my table. And the worst part about it is, that was the second girl that rejected me from the same place. I'm not talking about the first one. But that hurt. I didn't think why this happened to me. I said, what can I learn from this? Okay, I got a little bit of chin. I got groomed the mustache, which I did, if you see. Get a better fade. I always had a nice fade. I just grow it out sometimes. Quit the crap. Cut and quit all the shit that you're doing that's bad. Because at the time, I was still gaming. And find a better job. Or go back to sales. Which I also did. And then I worked for Nathan Nazareth. All right, shout out to Nate. Shout out to you, man. An e-commerce guy featured, or not featured, shouted out toward by a self-help guy. Fix your damn e-com program and we'll talk business. But until then, I want to know in the comment section what you took away from this video. I want you to learn from my past story as the lesson of the story. I already told you within the third quarter mark of the video. I want you to understand that things are going to happen to you, whether you like it or not. Bad things and good things. And you have to remain calm. A colonel once told me this. Calm is what you have to be during hard situations. Because if you're not calm, you're going to lose yourself. People look up to you, and people will depend on you and rely on you, like my troops. And if I can't remain calm, who's going to want to work with me? As a colonel, you're taught to work under pressure, a lot of pressure, to the point where it breaks you. And don't even get me started with general. Because you think a general can just point fingers and run everything? No. Because they have to do the same thing as me. Because if not, the general with the extra star on top of that general will overthrow them. And that is what can happen to me as well. So, remain calm, stay humble, keep hustling. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.